Hi there, everyone. This is Eric Richards from SpringsHousesOnline.com. Let's do our recap for what happened in October of 2025. So, starting off with our cool little graph, we always talk about homes for sale and the amount of available inventory. I would say that of any of the other metrics that people casually ask about, how's the market? I would say that homes for sale is an easy one to point to. So we're down from September, August, and July. This is the trend that we want to be seeing as we go into the winter. This helps those people that do want to sell have less competition. And for those buyers that are still in it during the colder winter months, they typically know that the sellers are a little more serious about getting the home sold. New listings. So October only, as they look back to 2021 and so on, you will see that the inventory between 24 and 25 is relatively flat, a little bit less, but that's okay. I'm not going to read too much into that. Total under contract. I'll say it again. This is the canary in the coal mine. This is the seller's willingness to put a home under contract or a buyer's willingness to write an offer that they think a seller would accept, or the two parties coming together. So it's down from October of last year, but still up over 2023. What to make of this? Well, let's come back to this one. Average days on market stayed flat at 54 days. And total sales year to date, 10,043. So quick glance of that, that's about 3% increase in total sales. Going back to this number here, when you see that the days on market remains constant, and then you go up to here and you see that the total under contract dropped a little bit, you can quickly understand that as you look at all of this stuff, we have a growing inventory as everything is just a rising tide, but we're still consuming inventory at a rate that's acceptable. Now, where do I get concerned? I get concerned as we head into the winter months if this number continues to ride along this direction here. If it flattens out or stays somewhat level, maybe goes to 56, 60 days on market through January, February, March, I'm not concerned. Escalating days on market during the winter really tells me that we have a problem. Average and median sales prices. Color me shocked, color me relieved, and oh boy, this is good news. So median sales price fell, which is big because remember, median is the frequency. What is the most common sale? And right now the data is telling us 473,500 compared to the previous month at 479, going back to July and June of almost 500,000. This is a big movement in terms of median sales price. Now, average dropped from 574 down to 543. So when you look at the fact that this dropped roughly 30,000, but this guy dropped, that amount, I would say that the median number dropping by 26,000 ish over the last 5 months is a bigger movement, because it tells us that more inventory at that lower price range is being unlocked and sold. That's always been the big concern, is as the market continues to escalate in value, that you have less affordable inventory. Colorado Springs has always been deficient in affordable inventory. It's just been exacerbated since COVID and the low interest days of 2.5% and 3%. So this is a good sign. Now, what happened in October for total sales? Down 18%, maybe 876 over 1,026. Carry the 2, multiply by 5, and you get the number. Little bit down on condos, but I like this drop right here, just kind of going into October. So what am I looking to see? I want to see days on market stay relatively flat. I would like to see that the sales kind of hang out here, but get above these numbers here so that we don't fall to January sales of 700. We want to see just a little bit more activity to kind of keep things going along. And I think one or two perceived or hoped for Federal Reserve rate reductions will get us there. Again, for those people who just like to see the raw numbers, I'll point out the interesting stats. Again, going back to this one that I always like talking about. This is the total volume. So we're about 5.7% over last year, about 3.2% in terms of sales year to date, January through October of 25 versus 24. And then you can see that the average sales price has gone to 562 versus 549, about a 2.4% increase. So even as the economy feels a little uncertain, real estate still provides a little bit of return on investment. Lastly, for those sellers out there, I like to talk about homes in terms of these $100,000 price brackets. So, what are sellers having to do in order to get homes sold? Across the board, 25 to 18% between $0 and $10 million, or pardon me, $20 million. You have most people, I would say, taking some sort of price reduction. At the 500 to 599, 41% of sellers had to take a price reduction. I don't really understand the average price reduction being negative 1%. It's not possible where everyone suddenly took a price increase in order for that to happen. So I'm guessing that there was, a few odd outliers. The the interesting fact here is this one where it talks about the 36 to 30%, so call it roughly a third, had to take 2.2 to 2.7% price reduction in order to get their home sold. Remember, at $1 million, that's a little bit of money. Again, don't read too much into Teller County because we're talking about very small statistics here: 20 homes sold, 24 homes, 26 homes. So just kind of keep that in mind. And that is your monthly report. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.